We've only gone and done it again. We've won the best non-league YouTuber for the second year in a row. Thank you so much to everyone who voted for me in these awards. I've got the other one here. Thank you so much for the support over the last 2 years. I couldn't have won this without your support and you voting for me, so thank you so much for that. I was saying it last year, and I'm going to say it this year as well. Subscribe to the best non-league YouTuber of 2022. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Make sure to drop a like on today's video. Let's go for a big one. 138 likes. I haven't told you the topic of today's video. Today, it's a big one. We're going to be going through every National League club and picking their best player, going in alphabetical order from Aldershot Town to York City. And without further ado, let's get into it. Aldershot Town, now it was a toss-up between Mo Silla and Corey Jordan, but I've gone for Corey Jordan. He's a young centre-back who's had a good first season at the Shots, playing 26 times in that back line. I think next year he could be in for another good season. He's a good centre-back, Corey Jordan, and I think he's Aldershot's best player. Altrincham, Matty Kozolo. Now, he's a tricky player up top for the Alty. 9 goals in 32 games last season. It isn't a bad return. He's good at creating chances up front as well. He's a very passionate player and loves playing for Altrincham, so Matty Kozolo is their best player. Barnet, I've gone for new signing Ben Winter. Now, he hasn't played a minute yet in a Barnet shirt, but last year for Torquay, he was immense. A leader and a real steal at the back for the goals, and Barnet have got themselves an incredible player. What a player Winter is, and I think he'll steady the ship in the back line. Boreham Wood, I've gone for Jacob Mendy. Now, he had a great season on the left flank for Boreham Wood last season. He started every game in the National League, which is incredible, and he didn't really put a foot wrong as well. He's really flourished under Luke Garrard since signing him in his first season. He's good going forward as well. Bromley, I've gone for Michael Cheat. Now, I'm sure we all expected this one. Another high goal scoring last year for the Talisman. 23 goals in all competition, and he scored some important goals for the Ravens last season, including their FA Trophy final winning goal against Wrexham, which I'm not going to talk about. Like I said, he consistently performs each season for Bromley, and I think he's a really good striker and one that's highly rated by the whole of the National League. Chesterfield, Kabongo Shamanga. Now, he single-handedly took them to the top of the league before he got injured. 24 and 27 last season in the National League. Think how many he'd have got. This is the question we're all saying. Think how many goals he'd have got if he'd have played the full season. I think he could have probably broke some records. An EFL move could happen for Shamanga if he has another good year for Chesterfield. It's just about whether he can regain full fitness and continue that scoring record, because on his day, I think Shamanga is the best striker in the National League behind Paul Mullin. Dagenham and Redbridge, I've gone for the midfielder Matt Robinson. Now, he provides a good balance in the midfield for the Daggers. He played consistently for Dagenham for the past 6 seasons, chipping in with 18 goals over the course of that. He's a great servant to the club, and I think overall he's a very good midfielder. Dorking Wanderers, now we've had the help of the famous bunch of amateurs on this one. They've sent 3 names in, and out of those 3 names, I've gone for Alfie Rutherford. Now, I know him from his time at Bognor Regis, but we're talking about at Dorking now. He took the National League South by storm last year, scoring an incredible 32 goals. Now, it'd be great to see him carry that form on into the National League this year. There's reports that he had a transfer offer from Portsmouth, which I think they've rejected, because I think if Alfie Rutherford stays at Dorking this year, he can score a fair few goals. Eastleigh, now I've gone for Vincent Harper. Now, he's quality on the ball. He's a good dribbler and can create chances. Now, I think he'll be a really good standout player for the Spitfires this season. He seems to be a favourite amongst the fans. Eastleigh fans in the comments, let me know if you think Vincent Harper's your best player. FC Halifax Town, I've gone for Matty Warburton. Now, he really flourished under Pete Wild last season. He didn't really have a goal-scoring season before he came to the Shaman, but once he joined, he scored 13 goals in 42 and became a key man in that front line alongside some of the good other players that unfortunately departed Halifax. And Matty Warburton's one of them to stay, and I hope he has another good season. Gates said, now I've gone for Greg Ollie. Now, this would have been a no-brainer if I'd have done it a few weeks ago. It'd have either been Langstaff or Kedwin Scott, but it's going to be Greg Ollie for me. Played a big role in their promotion last season to the National League from the National League North. He's a rock in midfield and creates chances Well, he did create chances for Scott and Langstaff, and I think he's in for another good season. Maidenhead United, Josh Kelly now, he continued to score goals even when they were fighting relegation, and I think if he has another good season at York Road, an EFL move could be on the cards like Josh Coley had when he had that solid season. He's a tidy striker, and I think he'd do a good job for some of the top teams in the National League, and I think Josh Kelly is in for another good goal scoring season. Maidstone United, I've gone for Jack Barnum. Now I would have gone for Luke, but he is injured at the minute. I'm going to go for their striker Barnum. Now he played just 27 times last season but scored an incredible 18 goals in those games. If he can get the correct service at the Stones this season, he could easily match what he did last season, if not go one step better. I've never heard of Barnum before, but I'm going to be certainly interested to see how he does this season. Notts County, I've gone for Ruben Rodriguez. Now, there was a whole host of names I could have gone for, but I've gone for Rodriguez. Now, I think we all expected this one. An incredible player on the ball and can score and assist for fun. 20 goals and plenty of assists last season at Meadow Lane. He is an incredible player, and I think we keep saying this, if he has another good season at Notts, I think they're going to have to accept the bid from a higher team because Rodriguez could go on to do big things. Oldham Athletic, I've gone for another new signing. This time it goes by the name of Liam Hogan. Now, he's, like we said with Winter at Barnet, he's going to steady the ship massively coming into this season for the Latics. He carries a lot of experience in this league and the league below for Stockport County. He knows how to get promoted, and I think this is a really good coup made by Oldham. Scunthorpe United have gone for Jay Rowe. Now, he's had a solid past 2 seasons for Scunny. 63 games he's played in the last 2 seasons. Bearing in mind, he's just aged 20. It's crazy to think he's a centre-half, and I think we're going to expect to hear a lot of praise for this young man this season. I think Jay Rowe is the best player at Scunthorpe. Solihull Moors, now it was a tough decision between going for Dallas or Sabara. I've gone for Sabara now. If viewers of the channel will know, I'm a big fan of him. He's a tricky attacking midfielder who can beat defenders with ease. He can create chances, he can dribble, he can score goals. He's got it all in his locker, and he was on fire last season. Will be looking to do even better this season as Solihull are trying to go that one step further. Southend United, I've gone for the goalkeeper Steve Arnold. Now, he became a real leader in the Southend side as they progressed massively at the latter end of the National League season last year. He's highly rated by the Shrimpers faithful, and, you know, I'm a big fan of Arnold. He's been in this league several times before, and I think overall he's one of the better goalkeepers in this league. This is needed. It's so stupid weather outside. Make sure to drink lots of water. That didn't go well. Torquay United, Tom Lapsley. Now, he's a constant runner in the midfield for Torquay, and I was shocked when he took the step down to the National League. He's a quality box-to-box midfielder, gets properly stuck in, and I think he could still be playing League 2 football if I'm being honest. Wealdstone, now I don't know if I've got this on right. I've gone for Charlie Cooper, the midfielder. He cemented himself as the rock in the Stones midfield. He looks a tidy player, 36 times he played last season. Let me know, Wealdstone. I would have gone for Josh Umera, but he's just left the club, so I think we're going to have to settle for Cooper. Woking, Josh Casey, the centre-half, 40 games last season. What a player he was. The centre-back, he's 30 years of age. He can still offer a lot, and I think he was played really well for Woking last season, especially when they came up against Wrexham. You know, he was a tricky player to beat and get past. Yeah, I think Josh Casey, very good defender. Wrexham, now I cannot decide. I've got 2, so please accept that I can give 2 players this one. I've gone for Paul Mullin and Aaron Hayden. I know this goes against the rules for best player, not players, but I can't decide. You know, Hayden's a rock at the back, barely loses anything in the air, and he's just, like we said, he's a massive rock at the back. And then we've got Mullin, who anything he touches scores into goals. Top scorer in the league last year. I know they're 2 completely different players, but yeah, I'm going to have to go with those 2. Yeovil Town, I've gone for Tom Knowles. Now, viewers of the channel will know I have a slight agenda against Knowles after what he did when he celebrated against Wrexham at Hoorish Park last season, but that's not taking anything away that he's a very good footballer. He leads the front line for Yeovil, 9 goals last season in 42 games. You know, I think he's starting to flourish into a really good player, and I think this year could be even better than last year. And the last team, York City, I've gone for Ollie Dyson. Now, this might be another one I've got wrong, so York City fans in the comments, let me know if I have got this one wrong. But I think Dyson, you know, he's a tricky player. He can play in a lot of positions. He's versatile. He can play wing-back and up top, so that's a great asset to have. York fans seemed pleased when he did sign a new deal, and yeah, another player I'm excited to see in the National League this season. So yeah, that is the video. Let me know in the comment section your club's best player. Have I had any shockers in this list? I hope I haven't. Make sure to drop a like as usual and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.